Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the weekend edition of the NAVE News Update. It's Friday, October 16th. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryTV.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The Pala Band of Mission Indians is the first tribe in California to receive clearance to conduct LiveScan background checks for tribal foster homes under new state law. The tribe is also the first to apply to the Bureau of Indian Affairs Office of Justice Service Program Purpose Code X to assist tribal service agencies within federally recognized tribes that are seeking to place children in safe homes during an emergency situation when parents are unable to provide for their welfare. Under this program, BIA dispatch centers will be available to provide 24-hour access to criminal history records so name-based checks can be done immediately. The U.S. House passed the Native American Energy Act, sponsored by Alaska Congressman Don Young. Young says the bill would encourage resource development on land owned by lower 48 tribes and Alaska Native corporations. Young says the bill would cut red tape to help Native people develop their own resources. On the House floor before the vote, the Alaska Republican argued the bill would also deter frivolous lawsuits, in part by shortening the time for legal challenges. The White House, though, has issued a veto threat. In a memo, President Obama's advisors said the bill would undermine public oversight and set unrealistic deadlines. Young first sponsored a version of the bill in 2012. This year, it won endorsements from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the National Congress of American Indians, among others. It passed with 254 votes, including those of 11 Democrats. Native American tribal leaders say mining, looting, grave robbing, and mineral leasing all threaten a 1.9 million acre area in southeastern Utah they call a sacred place of healing. They want those activities to stop and for President Barack Obama to respond to a first ever request by Native Americans to create a national monument on their behalf. Intertribal Bears Ears Coalition leaders and other tribal representatives said land within the boundaries of the proposed monument in San Juan County is used by tribes for gathering of medicine and herbs, worshiping at sacred areas, holding ceremonies, protecting archaeological sites, gathering firewood, and more. The coalition unveiled a 39-page proposal, maps, and an accompanying resolution directed at the Obama administration. The City of Seattle Council in Washington State has unanimously approved a resolution that acknowledged the historical trauma of American Indian boarding schools. The Council's resolution is one of the first of its kind across the country, and it also encourages Seattle Public Schools to teach about what happened at American Indian boarding schools. A federal judge has ruled Chippewa tribes can hunt deer at night beginning next month across most of northern Wisconsin, a decision that restores a tribal right lost after the bands gave the land to the government in the 19th century. The State Department of Natural Resources has long banned hunting deer at night out of safety concerns. U.S. District Judge Barbara Crabb issued an order October 13th saying the tribe's new night hunting regulations are stricter than the state's rules for shooting wolves and deer at night. The regulations mandate that hunters take a 12-hour training course, hit a 6¼ inch bullseye from 100 yards 8 out of 10 times in the dark, ensure hunting sites have earthen backstops, and submit shooting plans with the safety zones of fire. The ruling cements those rules in place and clears the way for the tribal night season to run from November 1st to January 4th. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the NAVE News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.